segment where I tell you all about the Cyberpunk tabletop roleplay game, because it's pretty much taken over my life the last year. Let's not waste any time and let's start talking about nomads. So Drang, he is our cigarette-toting nomad in Techno-Talk at twitch.tv/theConsave. We are bi-weekly live. Check it out. Completely shameless plug.
It's our turn.
In the Jumpstart Kit, nomads are called transportation experts and road warriors. In 2020, they're road warriors and gypsies adventuring the highway. All of it very Mad Max. So overall, nomadic culture is defined by their restlessness and their reliance on vehicles, but also in unity and community. And a lot of them live by a really strong self-code, even if they kind of define it on their own. But this sense of unity and community is what's helped them stay alive out on the open road all these years, and it really sets them apart from others in Night City. And this is reflected in their special ability in 2020 called Family. This pretty much allows a nomad to call in as many family members of their family ability times 2. So this essentially means that a nomad is so tight with their found family that they can call as many as 20 people to come throw hands for them at the drop of a hat. It seems a little extreme, but hey, what are family for? What are family for? What is family for? I can grammar. Seems a little extreme, but it really drives home that point of how much nomads rely on their found families. So it looks like things are going to be changing a little bit for Red, though. According to an article by Talsorian, the nomad's new ability is going to be called Motto. And I'm going to read this directly from the website because I don't want to mess anything up here. It says, nomads are good with vehicles and get bonuses to drive and pilot them as well as repair them. Plus, they can sign out and upgrade vehicles from their family motor pool. A nomad, for example, with 3 can have 3 stock vehicles, 2 vehicles with one of them having an upgrade, or 1 vehicle with 2 upgrade. You also have the option to use land and sea and air vehicles. So it seems they are really going to be pushing the importance of vehicles and being mobile for a nomad come 2045. You really have to think, when some punks are going to do the stupid thing and pull out a weapon and keep firing, nomads live by the motto of live to fight another day. So having that vehicle is going to be very important for them getting out of risky situations and living to fight another day. Now, looking at building a nomad, you're going to want to think about what kind of vehicles they're driving, the heat they're packing, as well as, what codes do they live by? Where do their loyalties lie? Having a good idea of how your nomad even became a nomad in the first place may help you fill in a lot of those blanks. The Talsorian Sourcebook tribe lists a few possible ideas. So maybe you lived out in the Midwest and a corporation came and kicked you off your land, or droughts made it uninhabitable, forcing you to learn how to live out on the road. Or maybe you're a carny who's traveling city to city and just turning their back on a normal life. Maybe they were never out on the open road at all and they're a nomad right in the streets of Night City that found their family right here. No matter what path your nomad walks, when you're looking at skills, you're really going to want to prioritize ref. So that's reflexes. It's your coordination. It's how fast you can drive, how well you can shoot, and how well you can get away from a bullet. If it's a 9 or a 10, which if you have the points to spare, I would highly recommend it. And this is all to say you're building in 2020. Red, it may look a little different, we'll see soon. The Nomad also has a lot of career skills in 2020. You have awareness, notice, endurance, melee, rifle, drive, basic tech, wilderness, survival, brawling, and athletics. So say you're wanting a nomad that can drive fast and punch faster. Obviously, stack your driving and your brawling. But maybe you're gonna wanna pack some heat, that way you can get away and shoot from long range. Driving as well as your rifle. Maybe you wanna be scrappy and good with a katana. Put it in melee. They really give you the option to super hone in your skills to make the play whatever you want it to be. And I'm gonna say this in probably every single video, do not skip on awareness notice, because you're gonna wanna see everything that's coming at you when you're driving. Plus, I would suggest maybe a little bit of basic tech so you can fix up those weapons and cars when you inevitably get shot at. Really, the key is just you knowing exactly what you're wanting to play when you're going into this. I think that making a cyberpunk character is very different from D&D, where you can just kind of roll and then build your character, or have an idea and then roll. Not so much. You're going to want to know exactly what kind of character you want to play so you can put those stats where they're going to matter. That's all for now, but keep an eye out for any Nomad updates once Red comes out, as well as we are going to be releasing videos for every single role in the cyberpunk world. So look forward to the road ahead, and follow us over on Twitch at the Consave, where we will be streaming live videos talking about all these roles as well as our actual play game. So if you want to play a Nomad in Red or in 2077, because it is a life path option, then like this video. Or if you just learned something new, also like this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell as well so you get notifications for everything that is coming out this year as we get hyped for Cyberpunk. But until next time, be safe out there, punks. Yay! Oh god, the music lasted so much longer than I thought it would. What's up, guys?
Hello.
I didn't switch out of my noisy chair. Hold on, I'm gonna do that.
Delivery done differently. Our expert shoppers pick up groceries, but also pet supplies.
We are not sponsored by Shipped, guys. That was an ad gone rogue. Apparently my ad blocker's not working.
Damn. I was excited.
We're real professional here, guys. We're real professional. Alright. Well, Joseph's face is gone, but Joseph is here. I am here. I am Taylor. Emmanuel is here. His face is here. Lewis, hello. His voice is out in the world somewhere.
Woo!
Perfect.
There he is.
There he is. There's his voice. But hi, we're talking about some more Cyberpunk because you know what? We're getting real close to that being a thing again. Or some more.
Relevant.
It's relevant, guys. This is why we do this. It's relevant.
It's always relevant.
Honestly, yes. In my life, as of late. Yes. Very. But specifically, if that very expertly executed YouTube situation showed everyone, we're mostly talking about nomads. Because, hey, guess what? Drang plays a nomad. Or Drang plays... Emmanuel plays a nomad named Drang.
Yes! Drang is his own character. I don't control anybody. I'm just, like, I'm listening to Drang, like, play. I'm not, like, actually in the game.
It's actually just the twin.
Yeah. This whole time, I had no clue. Crazy.
Yeah. See Emmanuel walk in one day. He like, turns around at himself.
Like that Spider-Man meme. Wait, like...
Oh man, I wish I was next to you. We could have done it. We'll pretend.
Yeah,
It works. It works. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are gonna talk about good ol'... Where is it? Nomads, and I really have no structure or idea as to how to kind of do this. But I figured we'd start with some of the questions we had asked all of the other people Monday. Or not all the other people, the ones that were here Monday. But to you, since it's perfect, because you're a nomad.
Yeah.
I guess first, the question would be, why did you choose a nomad? Other than the fact that it was one of the few classes not available anymore.
Yeah. Partly to diversify the party, but also, you mentioned that we need a vehicle, but I could have picked like another class. It didn't have to be a nomad. But when I was looking through the nomads, I found it really interesting that they were just kind of wanderers, and they don't really like the sense of like family with just being that closely knit community, and kind of just like your Fallout party, but just blown up to size, just wandering the wasteland with like rigged up cars and going around scavenging and everything. I just found that really interesting, and I haven't really played a character like that, so I wanted to broaden my horizons.
I like that. I feel like that's a theme with our thing is I've never played a character like this. I'm gonna do it, and I love it. Everyone's just going with it. Now, just because I'm curious, and if you even want to say any sort of things, So Drang is a nomad, but he's in Night City. Why is he here? And you say, or do you want to reveal it later
I
on?
can reveal it. I actually I wrote up the rest of my backstory
Nice.
today because I knew the character. I just didn't have it put out to words. But Drang is a 50-year-old man, so he's lived quite a life. His starting out childhood is very much the typical nomad style. He grew up on a farm with his parents and his three siblings. No, four siblings at the time. Um, and everything was pretty much normal. But then, as the corporations have kind of expanded outwards, they needed more land, and we had more land, so they were gonna, acquire said land. So the when Drang was 12, him and his family kind of got the boot, and since they've basically just been farmers for their entire lives. It was kind of a rough transition there, and they didn't really have a backup or anywhere to go, so they had to move to, you know, the rough part of town, and the parents got jobs as working in the same company that kicked them out because they were nice enough to, like, we're gonna kick you out, but you can be like our shoe cleaner or whatever. Um, so it was rough living for a little bit, but he got to know he got to make friends, friends with the local booster gang that the parents weren't too happy about, but it being friends with them helped avoid, like the issues and the rough part of town, since they kind of knew each other and everything. Um, but and so, like, life went on as well as it could be. He actually got three new siblings, two which were adopted, as there were a lot of families and everybody being displaced at the time. And so everything went on, but when he was around 12, suddenly one day his parents just didn't show up. They didn't come back. They went missing. And as Drang was the oldest at the time, he couldn't really go out and do investigations, as he had to take care of his siblings and all of that. And so it went on like that for a little bit, but eventually, they couldn't pay the rent, so they got kicked out again, which was,
Nomad times like 5, no?
Yep. So there were some nomad gangs that Drang had seen around and everything, and since they didn't really have anywhere to go, they kind of approached them, and they felt bad for Drang and his family, so they took him in, and that's kind of how he got into the nomad life as a whole, as he had to survive in that environment, which it was rough, but it did teach him some pretty valuable life skills, like driving and shooting and everything like that. And so they lived pretty well, as happy as they can be. They made plenty of memories, but the Drang still was determined to find out what exactly happened to his parents, that they just one day just didn't show up. And he found out that it took him a while. It took him 4 years, but he managed to actually track down what happened and everything. And apparently, while they were going to work, the parents and one of the higher ups in the company, they got into an accident. The said company man ran over the Drang's parents by accident, but he wasn't so much worried about that as he was about his car being messed up.
Honestly, that sounds on par for Night City corporate man.
So what the witnesses the few witnesses that were there recall is that he got out of his car angry that he got his car dented, and took a little bit of his anger out on the corpses before driving off.
Oh, no.
So upon learning that, Drang wasn't very happy. So he decided that even though it was going to probably put him in a lot of danger, he decided that he can't let things stand as they would be. And he decided to try to get a little bit of revenge with the help of a couple of nomads who he had gotten to know a little bit, as well as the local booster gang from his childhood. He managed to corner the man and confess pretty much what he had done before avenging him. But after all that, Drang can't just, go back to the nomads and live out as can be, considering that now the corporation as well as the state police are going to be on the lookout for him. Not to mention it would endanger like his family being there. So Drang had no choice but to take the vehicle that he had earned in the Nomads and just drive and lay low for however long it takes. And so that went on for a while, and even when the police, he was sure that the police weren't after him because they really didn't have any leads, and so they attributed it to the local gang violence and everything. He still was paranoid, and the stress of all of that kind of took a toll on him a little bit.
So his grays are coming in already.
Yep. So he's constantly thinking about that, and also about how he left his true family and then his nomad family behind, and he kind of feels shame for doing that, but he knew it had to be done, so he didn't regret that much. But he doesn't feel like he can kind of just go up to them after disappearing all that time and be like, "Hey, I'm back." So
hey guys, what's up?
Yeah. So
what corporation was it? Did you thought about that?
No.
You should totally let me know which one, because then maybe I could totally bring back your trauma. I don't know. Something.
I didn't know. I looked up corporations and stuff, but I didn't know if it was just like which one specifically. Like if there's like a specific one that if I like just say it and be like they wouldn't like do like other stuff.
I mean,
like
I wouldn't
that,
put it beyond any of them, honestly.
Yeah.
Because even if it's a relatively good corporation, there's bad apples.
Yeah. I'll look into it a little bit more, but so he's 50 now, and he still kind of like lives with that guilt, and so in order for him to not like completely like lose it and go insane, he likes to just distract himself with little entertainments like I don't know, offering cigarettes but not lighting them to people, or eating an entire bowl of cheese, not because he likes cheese, but he wants to see the other people's reactions.
I like it.
He he does all of that just to kind of distract himself and not have to think about, all of that he's been through.
I like it. Look at that. You got it. You got a lore drop, Blair. You got yourself a lore drop. You've been waiting for it.
Lore Pog.
Lore Pog. I guess we can talk more about Drang. I want to know kind of Lewis and Joseph, and then also Deidre and myself, about like what type of nomad you would create. But so y'all have some ideas on what nomads even do. I have some bullet points we can also talk about that you kind of brought up in yours as well, talking about how like I thought like the most unique thing, I guess, almost about the nomads for me is that like unity and community where it's, you've literally got solos who are just like solo, pretty much in the name, or all these different like, just the stereotype is like, I'm a lone wolf and I do things and I only have a team when I need a team and blah, I'm a punk. Fuck everybody. That's like the stereotype you got going. But nomads are literally like, we're gonna die if we don't work together, guys. Like,
Yeah, definitely. That's part of the reason why Drang just like is stressed all the time, because he's by himself for even while he was a little kid, he was like surrounded by 4 siblings and like 2 parents. Like he's always had like a bunch of people around him, and like this situation kind of like pushed him out of his comfort zone.
oh, and now you're making a new family with a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking weirdos.
It's just like
For sure.
chinning up.
Emphasis on fucking.
Well,
Bunch
what did Lyman call your playmates? Lyman.
Gross.
We're all
Can we
fuck
be the
buddies.
playmates?
Yeah, the playmates.
I was about to say. Like,
He was trying to say party
Come on,
members,
Lyman.
but said playmates. And now
Yeah.
it's 6. That's the thing.
I kept hearing that joke when I was like doing like shit last time, and I was like, "What are they going on about?" And then Jake told me, "It's like, what the fuck?"
Yep. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that's the most interesting thing, because I feel like and there's also too, not even just the stereotype of the type of players that are in like Cyberpunk or that like edge runner mentality, but there's like any apocalypse movie zombie thing. It's like as soon as like order falls, everyone's just fucking murdering each other, and it's like it's like a kind of a proven thing that no human beings band together, but the trope is fuck everybody, everyone's murderers now. But the nomads legitimately were like,
Oh shit, the world's over? Here we go killing again.
oh boy, here I go killing again.
Sorry, Grandma. The world's ending.
it's just the 5 of us in here. I want more food.
Yeah, it's like, no, more than likely human beings are going to still create communities and do things, and that's what the nomads did, and I think that made them interesting. And then I read into so in the Neo Tribes book, which is a source book for 2020, one of the like 2 billion source books for 2020, it goes super in depth about nomads, but I thought it was interesting, and I'd be interested to see if around Red time it all still exists in this way, of where there's like actual nomad nations. So it's like, it says the largest of the nations, the Snake Nation, while the smallest is a nomad-owned corporation, Metacorp. And then between those, there's Blood Nation, Metal, Folk Nation, Folky, the Jodes, the Thalos Nation, and the Aldecaldos, which I think they still exist. I feel like I remember reading something about them with Night City or 2077 stuff. Maybe. But I thought that was interesting. Like, not only did they each little, like, you know, your area of people from the farm, but then it's like, oh, wait, let's also be a part of this giant nation of people. Like, how did they find each other out in the
They were just riding
waste?
around, and then there's another. They were just like a big group riding around, and then they look over, and there's another big group riding around. They're like,
It's like, hey, we should. You wanna? Okay, cool. We can hang out. Like, I literally picture it as like a Mad Max scenario of just like, good? You're not
Hey,
good.
you guys
you
want
good?
to be playmates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
imagine they're all like at an intersection. They're like, guys, stop the driving. Let's make a declaration of independence.
like, I don't know. So I feel like that itself could be its own whole freaking video to go into, because then I think it even talked about how, like, then there's like subcultures within that. Hold on, let me just pull up the book and just read the list. It is absolutely insane. I'm like, where? Oh, nope, that's not it.
the list.
The list.
Your name is on the list.
If it wants to load.
Is that AJ Styles or no? Who was that? Jake, help. I don't remember
Quickly.
who that was.
Quick, help.
I require assistance.
Oh yeah, and then there's like, yeah, there was like the Agripax, which I guess would essentially be what you are as a nomad culture of people that were just had a farm out in the world before corporations and drought and bullshit made that not a thing. Then Native Americans makes sense. Gypsies makes sense. Carnies, guys. I said
Hell
this
yeah.
about D&D, if y'all remember, about my traveling carnival party. I've changed my mind, and I want it to be a group of nomad carnies.
I get to be
Honestly,
the bearded
carnies
dog.
are just nomads.
Yeah, they are.
They're the real life equivalent.
Yeah.
It's just a beard.
And then bikers. So those are the kind of subcultures to then... And then it goes into like, so a family is 10 to 100 people. Then you have a clan that's 300 to 1,200. A tribe is 10,000 to 30,000 people. And then the nation is 100,000 million, however many. And I'm just like, how did they just establish this so well? I love it. It's just like, hey guys.
They just heard rumors of other like rough driving folk, and they're like,
we should
I
be
gotta-
friends.
I should meet that guy.
Yeah, like, hey. Because, I mean, and in here, even it gives, like, prominent members of the, like, each nation, but it's like... So it says the Snake Nation was created in response to the formation of the other six nations. As these larger groups began to influence and affect both nomad and static communities, the smaller nomad groups realized that to advocate for their views, they pretty much had to start another one. So the Snake one is the most loosely organized, so you're like... Because it's like each one was like, I really think we should just like murder people, and people are like, no, let's go to this one. But those guys are like,
You know what I
yeah.
think? I think killing is fun. All right,
How about that? You know?
I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
Well, I think, hold on, where?
Like that one kid in high school that talks about shit like that, and you're just like, oh hey, I'm gonna sit at another table.
You're like, ooh, maybe not. Because I feel like there was folk. Come on, God, there's so much. So the eighth nation is the Rothian Shiv, and they're the most hated of nomads among the normally among nomad societies. These people are considered subhuman, and I'm like, holy shit, they're like scavengers, psychopaths who prey on the innocent and the weak of nomad tribes. They're generally found in places beyond the reach of the law. So they're literally like, we are bad guys. And everyone's like, hey, I'm a bad guy too, let me join your nation. And then it just like happened. And I'm like, how?
Whoa, you're a bad guy? That's crazy. I'm
Like,
a bad guy too.
holy shit.
Small world.
I like to like pillage and steal things. Wow. So fun. I'm interested in reading more about the one that's a freaking corporation, but it's like 7 pages, and you know, I'm not about that today. He literally says the youngest and strangest.
Yeah, those guys are just fucking weird.
Fuck those guys. Oh, actually, that's pretty nice. They're ex-military and support service people in South America. Good job, guys.
We did it.
Good
The
job, you did
weirdos?
it. I know, like, why is it that's the it's the strangest because they're a corporation. But they provide a service. It's, yeah, oh, that's actually, good job, guys. When the government said, screw you guys, they stepped in and were like, we'll help.
Nice.
Looks
Nice.
like you're gonna need some help.
Yeah.
Allow us to introduce ourselves.
I love this line. It's like, the war was all but lost, yet the government refused to stop. Most who fought in the South Am were not able to remember Vietnam, but Jonathan Maida remembers. And then it's just like dots.
Pepperidge Farm, remember?
Oh, Lord. Are we going to meet every single one of the groups? No.
Lord.
I want to know if they're still around, but because I feel like I remember reading about the I'm butchering it, aldecados. I'm not looking at it now, so I've already forgotten.
Avocados.
Avocados.
Yeah, pronounced avocado.
I feel like I remember them being around. I don't know. So it would be interesting, to say the least. But carnies, guys. I want
Yeah.
you could have. Okay, so then there's also, so apparently, which I did not know till I read this book, so I don't know if you knew this, Emmanuel, so if you want to switch up your character for one of these, here's some things. But there are sub-roles within the Nomad. I think you can do, like, most classes have these, we just didn't know because it's a lot of books to read. And so there's, like, sub-roles within it. So one is, like, a warrior, which the sub-role is technically, like, a solo, but within a Nomad clan. And they're, like, tough combatants.
Just the kid who sits a little bit further away from everybody.
Yes. Yeah, it says, warriors exist because nomads have been in a constant struggle for their existence from the start. And nomads need these people to survive. And they have their own, like, special ability. But then there's also, like, the Outrider, the Pathfinder. I'll go into these more in a second. But then there's also a shaman. So you could have, like, a shaman traveling with you in this circus. You could have just, like, the normal, like, workers. Then you could have, like, some warriors that are the bodyguards. Then you could have some gypsies telling fortunes and shit. I'm telling you guys, that'd
On
be
a
fun.
16-wheeler.
Where's the bearded lady class?
Ooh,
I was
wanna
thinking the
play it,
same
though.
fucking thing. Maybe it's a warrior, but performer as well.
But yeah, so within the warrior, there's even subs of subs. So you have just like the normal warrior, and you get a special ability called Warpath, which is most combat skills are directed towards long distance, very close quarters combat. It's a rare thing to see a nomad with a submachine gun blazing away in a camp after witnessing such an act. Fellow nomads are likely to kill this miscreant rather than allow such irresponsibility to endanger the children. That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. If small arms are necessary, pistols are easier to control and discourage spraying, blah, 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 blah. So Warpath is added to initiative and awareness, but is only half as effective when fighting opponents besides nomads. So that seems weird. Warpath is also added to the melee skill and half special ability level round down, but this is not halved when fighting non-nomadic opponents. That seems like a lot of stuff you have to remember in battle.
Are nomads basically?
Is that guy
future
Nomad?
Dothrakis?
Are they what?
Future Dothrakis from Game
Some
of
of them
Thrones?
could be. Yeah, you could totally have one. The Warpath skill bonuses do not apply to situations out of combat. Warpath also gives the benefits of more general Nomad skill called Kith, which is also confusing. I'm not going to go into tonight. I thought I was going to, but it confused the hell out of me. I couldn't figure out how it worked. So I gave up on it. But, so, you could be a warrior.
Well, we are in a sub-class. So, I mean, once you get so many layers deep, you're just like, where was I even, like, what was I even doing?
Yeah, I was like,
Leonardo,
I don't get it.
Leonardo DiCaprio wants to know your location.
Yeah, for fucking real. I have a weird bump in my head. But then there's the Outrider, which is also technically a part of the warrior, which is a moving convoy would not survive without their Outriders, commonly called Scouts. Outriders are the extended eyes and ears in the Nomad pack, or you have Pathfinders, which literally in there says they're rare and they're the craziest of the Nomads because they slip into dangerous areas and assess threats and how best to avoid it. So they're rare because most of them get killed. They're crazy because they're like, I'll go alone into the danger.
I was hoping that it would just stop there. They're rare and they're the craziest.
They're crazy.
Just full stop.
If you want to be crazy.
Well, that's it.
Why?
No.
Isn't Pathfinder like a Viking thing? No, not a Viking thing. I remember that somewhere in history that was like a thing, a part of clans.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like a lot of like the nomadic stuff is taken from different like tribal type clans. Like there are some very like Viking-esque thing and like Native American things, and it has just that living off the land, like having to do for yourself like vibe that people have had literally from creation. So it's like we're gonna step it back and do this again. But if you do those two, there's another special ability you can get called
I thought you were
Reconnaissance.
gonna say there's another subclass.
Well, technically, Pathfinder is a sub-role of Outrider, which is a subclass of Warrior, which is a subclass of Nomad, but also could be a solo. So, we got deeper.
I don't have enough yarn for this.
Just like, so let me tell you. But yeah, no, reconnaissance is a pretty given one. It's just like awareness, notice, hide, and evade. You get more kind of insight. That one makes sense. I got that one. That one was easy. But then there's also the subclass of shaman, and that can be either a doctor or a spiritual leader, and they get a special ability called counsel, which basically gives them ability to speak, argue, and influence. Similar to a Rocker Boy's ability. Counsel may also be seen as a sort of cross between credibility and charismatic leadership, especially because a shaman's counsel is only as good as his or her reputation. A shaman who fails the greater goals of the tribe or nation they are serving loses the ability to lead. Outside the nomad culture, shamans use their ability at half strength. So that's weird too, as a lot of their stuff is like more potent within the nomad culture, and then it's like you'll walk out and it's like,
if you're with a bunch of other nomads, you can use your full power. But beyond that,
people are
rein
like,
it in.
oh, who's this dirty carny? Like, I
Also,
don't
yeah,
care.
Pathfinder is like a Native American thing.
Nice. Council also gives the benefit that other weird one, which I'll figure it out someday. But you could have in the circus a little spiritual leader. Like that would be fun. You could start a cult. You could start a carny cult.
When you were first like talking about like counseling ability and stuff, I thought it was just gonna be like you can offer emotional support to your comrades.
Basically, because then there was like shamans are either like doctors or they're religious, and so it's like, okay, makes sense, I guess. But and then the last one was a runner, which obvious is the person who runs the product to and from places. Smoke almost anything, though nomads, along with their community and unity, also have fucking standards. and strict moral codes defined per nation, obviously, since some of them are just like murder. Literal murder hobos.
Murder! Yay!
Yay! Most nomads avoid the dirty stuff like sex trafficking and hardcore drugs, so... But other than that, runners will pretty much move anything. I know. No hardcore drugs.
Dang it, that was
for
in
you.
my backstory!
Like, now I have to just smuggle normal drugs. But they have, which I actually haven't read, but I love the name of their special ability, Vehicle Zen. Just like, runner special ability is called Vehicle Zen.
A spin-off of Zen.
Yeah, that's how he got it. It represents their near mystical ability of select people to meld with their I can't read. Represents the near mystical ability of select people to meld with their vehicles and accomplish amazing feats. Vehicle Zen adds to any vehicle operation skill and also to initiative while piloting or driving. And Vehicle Zen also gives them the benefits of the Nomad skill, whatever, Kith, if the runner is part of a Nomad pack. Again, if you're not actually in the family, you're kind of fucked with all these subclasses.
If you're not actually in the pack, and if you're off with your party, no abilities. You're just some guy.
I feel like you could probably homebrew it a little bit to be like, this is your new family. Like, the people you're with.
These are the nomads now.
Because it's like, yeah, unless you're sitting down to be like, we are going to play an all nomad campaign and this is what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't make really much sense that a lot of the abilities are just like, you need to be in the nomad pack. But then most of the time, you're just going to be playing with your party members who are not going to be necessarily like all nomads, and even if they are, it's like they can be a different tribe of nomad.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
yeah, I mean, it gives you lots to work with, but at the same time, I'm like, But then there's also like a whole section in the Neo tribes talking about how to like incorporate other classes into a nomad family, like how would a med tech like work in it and different ones. Yeah, so that special ability Kith that I refuse to go over is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paragraphs in a list. I don't know what that means.
That's not a list, that's an essay.
It's so much. I'm like, I can't figure this out.
That's not a list. This is a list.
No, that's a list.
But yeah, in here, then it goes into like nomad med techs are valued, and then the fixers, obviously. I feel like the most common, probably multi-class is like nomad and fixer. Like, you gotta fix those freaking, or not fixer, tech, sorry. But also maybe a fixer. No, mostly a tech. It's like, you gotta make the vehicles move. Oh my god, my allergies are going absolutely
My favorite
insane.
subclass, Nomad and Solo. Makes so much sense.
Just like, I just say near.
I'm a nomad, but I also don't like nomads, so I'm not in there.
You
I
are
like
Mad
my family,
Max.
but they're kind of cringe. I don't hang out with them.
Yeah, no, you're Mad Max after everyone he knows dies.
Yep.
I feel like he'd be a warrior.
Yeah.
He'd be a nomad
Yeah.
solo.
Yeah, that actually works.
Yeah. Let me see it. I can see it. But thinking about that's kind of, and then obviously like nomads rely on their vehicles. They're going to want something that's off-road capable, maybe armored, has some guns. I liked the little note that
Fiat 500.
There you go. Perfect. That, like, it made the little note. The outside's really dull, but on the inside, it's, like, super fun because that's where they live. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can just picture, like, just dirty brown vehicle and you walk in, it's like hippie den. Like, amazing.
Or it's like it's completely just it looks so like old and dirty on the outside, and then you like open the inside, it's like a limo interior.
Yes. Oh my god. So there's this guy that lives or works somewhere in the town that I work at that has a brand new pickup truck, but he has it wrapped to look like rusty and worn down. So it looks like a giant piece of shit from far away, and then you like pull up next to him at the light and you're like, that's like a 2017 truck. It looks brand new on the inside, and it's just disgusting on the outside because of the wrap. I was like,
It's just like I want my car to look disgusting, but I don't want it to be disgusting.
right? I'm like, maybe I
No
get
one will
it.
fuck with my truck if it looks like shit.
But you live in a town of 4,000 people that everyone knows everyone. They're not going to fuck with your truck. If you lived in, like, Austin and then parked in the back of, like, a parking garage, I could see it maybe working for dumb thieves. But
Dumb people are just like that truck
I
looks
mean-
dirty. I don't
Bruh.
want that truck.
Bruh, just wrap it in camo. They can't see it.
Man, I hate cars with stickers. They like clearly see it's a fucking like sticker. They're just like,
yeah, they're like,
What was the
Fuck this
one
guy.
with like
Yeah.
that you saw that was completely ridiculous, Taylor?
I thought I was lucid dreaming. I was on my way to work.
Yeah.
And I pull up to a red light. I'd been awake 30 minutes, drinking my coffee, listening to Cher as I do, having a good morning. And this giant dually, loud diesel, massive monstrosity truck pulls up next to me. And
It's just a literal monster truck.
almost, it was lifted and everything. It was ridiculous. Was wrapped in this picture of a train and like this western scene with like the sun setting in the back and like eagles, and there was a guy, like a soldier silhouette, saluting, and there were like fighter jets flying over the train, and on the
What the
front
hell?
of the train was a ripped Donald Trump in a tank top holding an AK. I was like, I'd been awake 30 minutes, and all that I could see from my little car in the windshield is Donald Trump ripped with a fucking gun, and I was like, what's happening? And today on my way home, I passed a house that had the same Donald Trump ripped with the tank top picture on a flag in front of their house. I think we killed Emmanuel.
he's dead. God, that was so much sensory overload from the description.
Imagine seeing it in real
Imagine
life.
seeing it.
Emmanuel is literally dying. But that's low key amazing. It's just
I can imagine this being an actual like official merchandise.
Yeah.
Like, who made it? Who sat down and designed
himself
this?
is out there selling these things.
That
Because
wasn't
how
even
much-
like art. That was modeled.
Yeah, it was him. Because like, how much is wrapping a truck cost? Like, it's insane, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a
I like to
lot.
think that when he was getting the wrapping done, he left that part till last. He didn't tell the people who were doing it, like
Yeah, they do
that
the other
until-
side that's just like, make America great again. Like, it was Trump propaganda everywhere. But on the other side, when it turned, it was like a normal, just on the white truck kind of thing. The driver's side was the insane.
And they're like, "All right, I think we're getting close to done." And she's like, "No.
Oh, you
Wait.
don't know.
We gotta add the piece of resistance." They just pull that out. And it's just like it's a drawing that they made. And they're like, can you do
They're like,
this?
can you make
Finally.
this better?
My magnum opus.
God.
On the
Nice.
side of a
Oh,
Ford.
Crying.
Also,
All
welcome,
American.
Yagos,
Oh.
to the mayhem. I'm glad you finally got it working. That's
Oh,
so
God.
crazy.
I'm crying.
I
Whew.
Dude,
I
when
would
the guy
shit
was getting
myself
that
if I
put
saw
on
that.
his truck,
I was just.
That's one of those things where like I can picture the guy like you like looking at that and you're like fucking flabbergasted, and then the guy just looks down and he's like, "No
Like-
one's ever gonna believe you." It just drives off.
takes
It's
off,
just like,
flies
dude,
away.
I saw
I'm
this.
like,
I saw this car,
Dude.
and then he just fucking buff ass Donald Trump, and then it was just like this crazy scene. Like, yeah, all right, man.
my
I was
God,
just enjoying my
Taylor.
coffee. Like, do you believe in life after love's like playing? I'm like jamming. I'm like, just go. What the fuck?
now this is gonna sound really dumb, but it
Yeah.
also might work.
Go for it.
Before I sold my truck, I should have done that, and then just drove around and held up vote Biden signs instead of that. And then
You
everyone
would not.
was
You
like,
won't even let me put
"Excuse
the
me, what?
pride flag near a window so our freaking neighbors don't smash our
It's
windows
right there."
in. Yeah, but
We got a lot of fucking assholes around.
yeah,
here,
we
dude.
do. We live in
Yeah, I would rather not
prime
get the house
racist
torched.
Texas, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
it really is.
Mocha ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I mean, every time I go to HEB, I get like 12 old men staring at me like I'm the damn devil because I have blue hair and I'm a woman unaccompanied in public. So
Blue hair in my country. I'll be goddamn Billy Bob. You fucking see that shit?
She must be a liberal.
I went into this fucking Subway yesterday and it was literally like a hush fell over the store when I walked in. I'm just like, I've been here a year.
It's just a cult. Like everyone's just having a conversation. You walk in and they're like,
Yeah, no, and then everyone that walked in got in behind the line. I had an old guy. I can't properly do it sitting down. I was looking for wine. I'm in HEB and I'm just like looking at wine like, what do I want? Some wine. This old guy scooting with his little basket comes like, you are me. He's like walking in my face, looking at me directly, keeps going by and just watches me till he gets to the end of the aisle,
What if he's
turns,
just colorblind? Like,
stops, backs up, looks at me again, and then
thought-
keeps walking.
He thought you had gray hair. He was about to hit on you. He's colorblind. Also, this will
he
drive.
walked away and then he walked back.
He goes past, scoots back, looks again, and then goes about his business. I was like, the whole time I just stared at him. I was like, yes.
Dude, there was a time at Whataburger I was going to fill up my drink, and it spilled some I don't know, I think it was Powerade, and I went to go clean it up, and this old motherfucker behind me goes, "Hey, you'd make a good wife," and I was like, "Excuse me?" Because I was cleaning up my
You'd
mess.
make a good wife.
Like, where do we live?
Are you offering?
I mean, I have a coworker that tells me and another girl to smile more often, and I have to. I have to hold back. I have to hold back so much.
You really
God,
need to
wait.
smile more.
I'm like,
Hold up. So you spell something at a restaurant, clean it like a decent human being, and it's like that's wife material.
Yeah.
That's right, material. You see
I think
me?
he
I'll
was just
spill that
being-
shit on the floor, and then I'll shit on the floor, and then I'll walk out.
This dude was just being a cunt. I just looked back at him. I did not know what to say.
What
I
if he
was
just wanted
like,
to wife you up? What was that? What was just the thing?
I don't
Like
know.
it wasn't even to be rude. He was just checking you out.
Maybe
It's 2020, sir.
That's the subtle way of
this was like
checking you out. It's like
2016.
you'd make a good wife.
you just wanted to see how you reacted. Be like, oh.
I don't know. It was very awkward.
I mean, okay, last talking shit about where we live. Father's
Not
Day. Well, the last for today. Father's Day. My dad was gonna come up to visit and have lunch. I was gonna make him lunch. I hadn't seen him since before COVID, and he is like the definition of high risk, like health issues. So I go to HEB. Apparently this is where I deal with all the shitty people, is HEB and Subway. I go to HEB and I'm buying produce because also my dad could only eat like 5 things and they're all vegetables. So I'm trying to figure out how to make lunch. And I'm just like sitting there in the produce aisle with my mask on. And this is before like the major like requirements, I guess, happened. Like people were still doing it, but they weren't like stopping you at the store to do it yet. And so I'm like wearing my mask, doing my thing, not touching, like sanitizing. Like I don't want to kill my father, you know. Valid. This motherfucker comes up like shoulder to shoulder with me and is like, why are you wearing a mask? You're young and healthy. You shouldn't be. And I'm like, first off, bold of you to assume I'm healthy. Second off, back the fuck up. I don't want to kill my dad. And then I told him nicer. I should have just said exactly that. But I told him nicer. I'm like, oh, my dad's coming and I'd rather not, you know, get him sick. And he proceeded to then the next 20 minutes I was in the store, in the produce section, just follow me and stay within my bubble. And I'm like,
oh, what a weirdo.
Why are you doing this, sir? I don't understand.
Can I help you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, I'm going to breathe on him next time. Just be like,
Yeah.
how's it feel?
Just be like,
Also, hello.
just like as you're walking back, you're just like.
I have too many friends that are young and still at high risk. I have autoimmune issues. I'm like, how dare you assume I'm healthy and stay in my freaking bubble? Like, hate you. Anyway, we were talking about nomads before we got on a tangent.
Also, I want to finish that tangent with both you and I, but you mainly, are just like accident prone and sickly at times. So no, we are not healthy.
My immune system is like this big. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Don't assume.
Anyway. I don't remember what we were talking about before that. Vehicles. The wrapped car. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting back. But that was really the end of my tangent on the usual Nomad thing. So, to either Emmanuel, if you were to make another one, and then Joseph and Lewis, what's like a Nomad character you would make?
I want to
Definitely the circus one.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. I want to keep playing the one we played when we first played Cyberpunk. You, me, Jake, and Ben.
Oh, yeah. From the Jumpstart Kit.
Yeah, you know where I killed the guy by drifting into him?
Oh, yes. And you, like, blocked off the car and everything. or
That's
the
some
door with
shit
the
out of
car.
a Jason Statham movie.
Yes. That was my whole thing. It was like restricted by movement. It took me 2 turns to get to my fucking car. And then when I got to my car, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Assuming we even did it right, because that was the first time any of us had ever picked up Cyberpunk, and I literally read the intro, opened up the basic rules, gave it to him, and I opened up the adventure, and we just went. I read for 10 minutes before we started, and I was like, let's go.
Trial by fire.
What Jake said,
Yeah.
by the way. Dude was running out of the building down the down the road, and I just I drift into him and just shit was great. And we had little like tokens and everything. It was great.
Yeah. I did put all of those tokens in Roll20, so we still have them in spirit. But yeah, I have all the little tokens in there.
Single
Hell yeah.
But so would that Nomad then be, why would they be in Night City? Like, where did they come from? Were they like Drang and a part of like a farm and they got run off? Are they like bikers? Or are they like, what brought them to Night City, you think?
I feel like I would make like a pilot nomad.
Mm-hmm.
And just like fly in on like the outskirts of like combat zone and just like scavenge shit, run, fucking go.
You would be the crazy one. What was the
I'd
crazy?
be the hella crazy one. I'd be a pathfinder.
Yeah, you'd be the crazy pathfinder and a pilot. Because with the Oh dang! I wish I would
I'd
have.
have like one arm and like a spring leg or some shit. I can't afford like the leg. I got the arm. Like,
Ooh, another fun nomad other than the carnies would be pirates. Y'all have boats
yeah.
and like
Yeah, we
some-
talked about that the other night, right? About
probably.
pirates? I thought we did.
Also, I remember the Warriors.
What about the worst?
Diago's
Like the
Oh,
old
oh.
movie. Yeah, the old like. When did that come out?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Can we hear the
fucking
music this time? I
1979.
turned it up louder.
Yeah, I put music on.
I know. I'm just making sure people can hear it. I can hear it in my ear, so make sure. So it's
Yeah,
not just us screaming.
1979.
Nice.
Damn.
Is it on the list?
I know-
I don't remember if
how
it was
it
on the
works
list
now.
that you sent.
Oh yeah, the movie list.
That was
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, I can hear the music.
Okay, perfect.
What about the people in
Oh,
the
dude,
chat?
Rockstar.
Can you hear the
Rockstar games. I want also, I'm very demanding. I want someone to run something that's Western, whether it be like a Deadwood or something. I need my Southern Belle to have more time to shine than just Lyman's campaign. So good.
I would love to just embody old Western movies just in tabletop.
Yes.
I mean,
Wait,
to be
what about?
honest,
That just gave me an idea. What about like just a tribe of like we may have like a crew of like nomads that just drive like fucking Ford F-150s, but they just like cowboys. Like we roam the Wild West.
I love it.
They
Or
get the
like
outskirts of Las Vegas.
yeah, I'll say, or there's like
That'd be
a
perfect.
abandoned city that they've like retaken over after people have like left. You know, it's like they retook Reno, and now Reno's like essentially like this Wild West ghost town
Yeah, that'd be
scenario. That'd be
We have to
fun.
look
What
at
if-
what happened in Nevada, like in
Oh,
Cyberpunk.
Yes,
We gotta,
wait,
look
biker
there.
nomad tribe.
what if it would be? You know how they have those museum towns where it's like the original architecture
Oh, yeah,
they've just kind
bikers
of
too.
touched up, like Western wise.
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah,
in
yeah.
those days, and they just couldn't find anything near it, and they take over that and find a well. And they have water.
It's just
and
a
they just-
movie set, and
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
they found like
They're in
Luck
Hollywood.
Ranch, like Willie's Ranch, where it's literally just like a movie set and a couple of buildings that work all right, and they're like, "This'll do."
That's yes. Biker.
Oh,
I'm about
wait,
it.
what's that movie with like Gene Wilder?
So many.
like-
Blazing Saddles. We're talking about westerns, so that just went in my head.
Yeah, they just find the set of Blazing Saddles.
Because is it Blazing
That's the whole
Saddles?
joke.
I was gonna say, was it Blazing Saddles where that was the joke where they like run and it's like a movie set? I couldn't remember if it was
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I was trying to remember if it was like that or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, but that one has the silly shootout at the end. I love westerns. I don't know, like I love that genre. It's so fun, and the dumber the better.
Ooh,
Biker mice from Mars.
that adventure sounds hella sick.
There are I didn't read them. What the adventures were at the back of the Neo Tribes book. That might be that one. I don't know.
Goodbye.
Also, goodbye. Who's goodbye? Goodbye.
Discord gets started.
Oh.
Fun.
Love it.
Also, there was a whole Nomad life path chart in this one we could have done for you, Drang, instead of the normal one. It's much more
Wait.
Nomad
Biker mice. Is that like 5-0 goes west? At that point. And that the old cartoon as a kid VHS. Anybody? Am I that old?
You're not
might
that
be
much
old.
older than me, at least. You remember the
Wait,
the
hold on.
adventures?
Huh?
The adventures.
What do you mean, really?
Where the heck are the adventures in this one?
Or we could just be a bunch of Night City cops that go west, and it's called 5-0 Go West.
Shut the hell up. Oh my god, I was in a stream today where they have a bot that's a pun bot, and every time he does a pun, it makes a little sound effect, and I was like, we need that for Joseph.
I need that just in my actual real life.
Yeah.
I've never heard of biker mice from Mars, so it was a shot in the dark.
I have a little button that says no in a bunch of different ways when you press it, and that's what I'm just going to use every time he does a pun. Just like, no! Oh god,
There you
no!
You'll need it.
Oh god, please no.
Please.
Every single time he does a pun, I want to strangle him.
What was the pun that we did? The session, I think it was before Brain Dance Bombshell.
The first one.
Oh, fuck.
No, it was in the brain dance bombshell at the very end of it
was.
when you're like, her brain danced all over the car. And no one caught it in the moment. And I was rewatching it and I was just like,
That's right.
oh my god.
I feel like I blocked them out.
Try
So
living
that-
with it.
No. I don't want to.
No, I don't think I will.
A hard pass.
I don't know. I clean up Powerade real good. Are you sure?
No.
Very good wife like.
Oh, that was like, what are we talking about? I get it.
Jagus, that actually does sound really fucking cool.
I wonder where that button is. I think it's in that
hell,
closet.
What is this? I'm looking at the biker mice. These dudes look rad.
I'm about it.
How the hell have I never seen this? From like 1993.
Grandpa had the button. You used it a lot. I love it. Annie actually. So Annie sent it to me in a gift pack. She sent me that. My little Riku. I don't know where he is. I have a little Riku that she sent me, and then the fucking Nick Cage pillow. That was what I got. Was a no button and a pillow. Nick Cage.
When Joseph just like did that shit, my mind is still fucking recovering.
Is it? Oh, it's in here. Hold on. Let's find it again. It was just like a complete betrayal of our friendship, because I was like, oh, how nice. Like a fun sequined pillow. It doesn't go with anything in my house or my style, but whatever. And then I accidentally touched it and I saw an eye. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Nick Cage always gets you by surprise.
My favorite is making him, where it's
like those types of pillows are like, if you take those pillows to even just like a little bit in the past, you'll be seen as like a fucking wizard.
right? I don't know. I had a purse that did this when I was in like middle school. You could like flip it up and it was silver, flip it down, it was black. It didn't have a picture. It wasn't that cool. But
and you flip it to the side, it's Nick Cage again.
Oh my god, it's Magneto.
You just make him Mr. Krabs.
yeah.
It's fucking Magneto.
Logan, help me! I'm trapped in this fucking pillow.
Oh god, the
the
BB.
first dollar I ever made.
I hate it, but I love it. But I hate it. Anyway, people in chat as well. What kind of nomad would y'all or have you made? I mean, I'm always partial to a good gypsy, So I'd want to be the gypsy in the carny circus
Yep.
scenario.
I really like the idea of being this like carny nomad that wants to make a revolution to bring back the past by going town to town and just being a carny.
It has to be a front for a cult, though, at the same time. Like, because you gotta have that, like, shaman in there, and you gotta have just something.
Then you go to like their main town and everyone is bearded ladies. Every single citizen.
It's like, oh my god,
These
how?
are my people.
There's just children walking around full beard. You go and you're like, that can't be real, and you just pull their fucking like face, and they're like, ah, what the fuck?
Beat the
Like
shit
a
out of
5-year-old. You're like,
It's
how?
completely real.
It's because they made their camp on like an old nuclear testing site or something, and it's literally now that's how their deformities are
It's just like, you
manifesting.
know how,
It's just
like,
beards.
How people be like, my baby's first hair. And it's just like
First
here we have a
mustache.
picture, baby's first beard. It's like this fucking long.
It's like, just everyone a ZZ Top, just like crazy
Oh my
long
God.
beards.
Honey, he's picking up the razor. He might shave.
How?
I love it.
God, that sounds like a nightmare. I don't want to be in that fucking carny town ever. Don't make it.
I want it.
We'll do it. That's where Olive Drink's family is now at. He doesn't know it yet, but he goes back to find them. And he's like,
Everyone's staying over at the Carnieville.
you know, they've
just
like
never
become
left.
a part of the cult because they're starting to get like the little 5 o'clock shadow, and you're like, oh no.
They're like, no, I'm too late. Damn it.
Yeah, and I like, because I mean, too, like, we're talking about, like, the nomad tribes, you can have just, like, a techie that's in there doing things. Like, you can make it part of someone stream. Man, I watch so many things. I need to start making a note of where these things are. Something in my head makes me think it was from a con, but they had, or was it? Actually, it might have been High Shelf. Giagos, you may know. I remember he was talking about Nomad. Someone had a group of nomads, but it was like they were all their own classes within this like general thing, and they had like the driver who was like the nomad. It's like, let's go do the stuff. And I was like, that works too, because then it could get around those weird scenarios where it's like you have to be with your nomad pack for this special ability. It's like, now everyone is my nomad pack, motherfuckers.
Just nomad pack to go.
Yeah. It's just your travel pack.
What is it, like a Lunchables?
Snack pack. It's your snack pack.
It's like, oh, we're going to a fight. Hold on. And just open up their like cell phone, call somebody. It's just like, hey, can you like come around the corner?
Like, yeah, okay, so the family ability blew my mind when I read what exactly it was, because it was like your nomad, whatever your special class score is, so I think yours is like a 7 or something. Essentially, you can call in 14 people to just like come fucking fight for you. It was like, what?
I got the homies on
You got-
speed dial.
I was like, damn, all right. I mean, I guess you have to like account for travel time and stuff, but like you get in a situation where you gotta like big bad evil guy fight, and you can
Like,
plan
hey, yo,
for it.
I'm about to fight this guy. Assemble.
They just come flying in on helicopters. It's like, what's up? But, and then the new one, let me pull up what the notes were. I think the new one sounds like it is gonna be a little more vehicle oriented. Let's see, where is it? So it says nomads are good with vehicles and get bonuses to drive and pilot them and to repair them. Plus, they can sign out and upgrade vehicles from their family motor pool. A nomad with a moto is what it is called, or motto. That makes motto. I can read. I was trying to say motor in my head. It's not.
Mojo Jojo.
A Mojo Jojo of 3 can have 3 vehicles, or 2 vehicles with an upgrade, or 1 vehicle with 2 upgrades, and you can have land, sea, and air vehicles. So you could have your pilot with a little helicopter scavenging about. Maybe that's Screw's backstory. He's actually a nomad scavenger with a helicopter.
It just has a helicopter just in his garage collecting dust.
Yeah. And it's like, what's up, dude? I keep bumping my table.
For a rainy day.
You never know when you need a car or a plane.
You never know when you need a unicycle.
Yes, we were just going through like the Warpath and all of those earlier. And then the one that I don't understand for the life of me. Let me read it a little out loud. Maybe someone else can make sense of it, because I was also reading it after having to basically learn what construction companies do to build their website, and my brain was fried because I don't understand roofing. But apparently we got paid to know how to roof and also build their website, which is not in my wheelhouse.
It's close enough.
It's like, graphic design and storm damage, basically the same.
Yep. It'll work.
Go for it.
You work with computers.
Believe family. There are also taxis, figures, and other types that perform valuable services. Where does it start talking about the role?
I have a
Kith relates. Yes.
So I was thinking about this earlier. Like the different classes that we can choose and their communities. Is there something written about how they significantly change the climate of, not like, weather climate, but like the climate of the cyberpunk world?
Netrunners really attribute to global warming for some reason.
I wonder why.
I guess nomads would more than anyone.
My Stream Deck has a 4-cylinder engine that runs.
I mean, I feel like most of the roles exist because they have adapted due to the climate. It's like nomads exist because corporations became so powerful they took their land, and global warming fucked the rest of the universe. So they had to deal with that. Like solos became a thing because private military and private protection and all that existed. Netrunners became a thing because the net got big. So I mean, like, they kind of, I feel like, were created to fill a evolutionary gap in the world itself, I guess. So they're affecting it in a way, and I think we'll see that a lot, especially with like 2077 and how much things have changed from Red to that. But
yeah, like they would be road pirates, and maybe if you're on the outskirts would be more organized thieves and shit like that. Steal maybe from corporations and shit like that. I know a lot of groups and gangs do that, but like they're desperate on the edge of everything, and so that maybe that's part of their contribution to the current status of the cyberpunk world.
It does kind of talk about how different nomad families around like the edge of Night City, where used to be it was just rundown nonsense, like now this section is protected by nomad families and it's becoming more like inhabitable and people are there because now they're keeping it safe and kind of the reclaimed perimeter is literally reclaimed and kept safe. So it's like, people are affecting it in that way of like, we're going to bring our community here and try to help with this bullshit, guys.
So I kind of wanted to compound on it, the question and your answer, more of like asking everyone else as well. Like, with your class and where you came from and your backstory and stuff, like, how would you affect the current status of the world as it is, especially like around Night City in that area?
Yeah. My gypsy would just swindle. Answer this. Goodbye. Speaking of face downs, my animals are having a face down on either side of me currently. What are y'all doing? Just like under my chair, just staring at each other like, bitch.
The Kubrick stare?
Yes. Both of them want in my lap, but neither of them want to move. Oh, now it's moved. Now they're trying to see who can get out the door first, but also slowly.
They heard Dad.
Yeah. They're like, what's he doing? Oh. Did you win? Do you get to come to me? Oh, you do. Here.
Wait. So,
Yeah.
Joseph, like your question, do you mean like how we would use like our skill set to affect the world around us?
Yeah, kind of like that. I've been trying to dive into June's character, and it would be nice to get a refreshing look at, like, we're talking about nomads and how they got driven off their land, so obviously they're gonna hate corporations for that reason, be sore about it, and probably fuck with them a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a general theme for most of the classes, except for maybe like the cops and shit like that.
Or a corporate.
Or a corporate, yeah. And maybe a corporate. Who knows?
Yeah.
It just depends on your backstory.
I mean, corporate versus corporate.
Yeah, that's basically my question. Is like,
Yeah, fucking corporate.
Yeah, we haven't even, because for this session, I've just been like, how did you get to Night City? And we're dealing with this. But yeah, the East Coast, guys, it's a something else. New York City is not doing well either.
run.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
it
the
still
same
has
as
a
it's
president,
always
but a straight up nuke got dropped on top of New York, and like
That's the same as it's always been.
Hell yeah.
it's the same, except now corporations don't give a shit about it, and the only that's Nomad's kind of way to shine out there, I guess. But
Yeah.
New
Kinda like
York,
a no man's land.
yeah,
God damn it.
and then Florida is pretty much like dropped into the ocean, except for Atlantis, which is now where all the rich people live.
Fucking Jay.
I think most of Texas is underwater too, like the
Joseph's
Bay
back in the
area.
bayou.
There you go.
Damn straight.
Those don't exist. They're probably
Oh
underwater.
shit, you from Shreveport?
Yeah,
Watch that movie
Joseph's
again.
just back to speaking Florida speak somehow in Texas. Just
Straight.
just
Honestly, half
speaking
of
by.
It's really fun to watch Joseph interact with people, because he'll interact with people in Texas that are very Texan, and he gets his twang and he talks like he's from Texas and goes along with it. But then his dad comes over and it is Cajun up in this motherfucker. like,
Seamless, seamless accent transition.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, like
shit just happens.
whenever it's weird.
Talk
Whenever I'm talking to like a certain amount, like group of people, I talk a certain way. But like the second I talk to my dad, like my fucking accent just changes completely. Like when I'm talking to like people in the street, my accent's way different.
I really wish I could still summon up my Spanish accent.
Your thick
Yes.
Dominican accent.
I
Drain
really wish I
needs
could
it.
just summon it up, but I lost it. It's over.
It's gone. I know. I worked for a long time to not have an accent, and mainly for news, and now that I'm not in it anymore, it seeps back in. But
Yeah.
I mean, I had to work to try and be accentless. So when I talked, no one was like, "You sound uneducated."
Yeah, that's no shit. I got into college and I started molding my just like a neutral accent. That's nothing. It's just a voice. And then
A voice from the void.
exactly.
Came from nowhere, but is
Oh my
everywhere.
god. A Japanese accent, a slow southern drawl, and my dad's from Chicago. Those are three
Damn.
very wildly different ones, and I love it.
You sound like you would be an amazing DM.
Hi, baby.
GM, I guess, if you're doing this.
Yeah, I got like three. I got just my regular accent. I got like my accent from when I like grew up in projects and stuff. And then I have old man. Don't know where that came from. Can't explain that.
Do it. Do the old man.
Yeah, it's not even an accent, but it might as well be.
It's the weirdest shit, dude.
No, in terms of a serious like third accent, it's probably when I like transition. I went from like having like a neutral accent to like I kept talking to people from New York and just gained a New York accent. I was like, what happened? Yeah, the old man. I don't know why I can do a good old man voice, or just not
Hi,
a
John
good
John.
old man, but like a good joke one.
Yeah.
Doing good, John.
I've got, I mean, whenever I do the chocolate lady voice, it switches between like Louisiana and Brooklyn. I don't know how. I can't wrangle it into either one.
Are they selling chocolates?
Sweet, sweet chocolate.
Who else has a fucking hood voice when you talk to certain friends? I talked to my friends from downtown Fort Worth, Lake and Brittany specifically, especially Lake. Every time we get to talking and chilling out, it just goes completely hood.
I latch on to whatever the mannerisms people around me are speaking.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
That happened.
John, we've been asking everyone, since we're talking nomads, if you have a interesting nomad character or one that you want to play. I just have a bunch of characters I want to play. Hashtag forever GM.
That reminds me, we never even answered Joseph's question.
No.
We half answered.
So did you want it specifically for a nomad or for like your current playable character?
Well, since we're on the topic of nomad, Emmanuel, how would your character, you think, like, what's your idea of changing the current, like, even deep down to like your character's situation? What could and would you do, you know, in the world to change that situation? Because you're all about family, and like as a nomad, you see what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yes, dude. Just when you said family, I immediately thought of Fast and the Furious.
I mean, you know,
Family is important.
Jake, I don't know if you're here at the very beginning. We got the backstory. He did us a lore drop good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It was good, yeah.
You're not even done with it.
Yeah.
No, I have
That was
like I have more in the backstory that I like. It's not that I didn't want to talk about it. I just kind of like forgot. I wrote a little bit.
Yeah, like so with nomads, what do they generally do to like combat like corporations and shit? Like, it's just straight up, or do they work socially? How do they do it? Is it different?
Well, it's supposed to be different for the different tribes.
Yeah.
What
Depending on,
kind?
like the anarchy tribe is probably just going around just burning shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
The corporation. I'd imagine the corporation tribes are more
like
kind of
political.
above table business, like
Yeah.
going about in like that world, and then there's like the in between tribes with the obviously with the fucking carnies and shit.
I want it. I want it so bad.
We're gonna fight the corporations with the bearded lady.
Hey.
Come on, it's like a WWE match, and on this corner we have the corporation, and on the other corner we got the bearded lady. It's a hell in a cell.
I like it. I mean, I guess yeah, like you said, I think it could be kind of any way they want to go about it. If I mean, and it could be something even as simple as like you have where you lived got taken over by AgriCorp, and you're like, what the shit? And then you literally burn down that immediate location. You could do something that's more. It could be.
Or you try to kick them out by outnumbering them.
Yeah. Yeah, you go out, grab some numbers, come back, smash some windows.
Because like
I feel like too, though, I don't know. It's like, I feel like, yeah, that you want it in the cyberpunk mindset of just like fight the man, do these things. But I feel like at a point, if you're just a family of 5 that gets kicked off your land, you're like, well, shit, okay. And then you go build a new life in a new community. Do you really care to go back now and deal with the corporation that your home doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah.
It's like now you're just living like to survive, or maybe you're trying to find some other way to help future people from not having their land taken, or like the ones around the edge of Night City trying to help protect those that got kicked out because of a bad situation. I feel like they seem more humanitarian in some way to me because of that like unity and community.
Like Dran specifically, like he doesn't have like a mission where it's just like, all right, it's been 50 years, now I'm gonna go back to that land that they stole and I'm gonna get that land back. He's just like, whatever. It's not worth all of the like effort to try to retake the land, especially after like having some serious heat on you, to now again have some serious heat on you because the corporation are just gonna be like, well, I guess they took the land, I guess it's whatever. But they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that land back, son.
Like,
it's just like the end of a Disney movie. Like you like break some shit. I don't know. Like you fucking break a building. And they're like, damn it, he got the land. He won. No, they're just gonna come back and shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are they doing? They're taking back the fucking land. Send the military.
So looking, John, he said that if I were to play a Nomad, my character would always have a member of their family with them, and I'd explore as many aspects of my family as possible, and they would die for me, I'd die for them. I was thinking about that because of mine and Blair's characters in Lewis's campaign. I was like, how fun would that be to have, like, an actual sibling, like, playing as that, and then I did that in another D&D campaign with James, where he was my uncle, and it was just, like, he literally died because my character Perma died and he was trying to drag me off and also got obliterated by a dragon. So he literally died for me, even though I was already dead. And it's just like, it's a fun interaction to have, like, even if it is like an NPC, but still have like someone there with you that you can be like, hey, what's up? And especially in a cyberpunk situation where most of y'all are usually hired for a job or doing something along those lines.
Yeah, I remember I don't remember who I played with, but they made like twins or whatever for Pathfinder campaign, and basically how it went was they would try to like mimic each other, and they quickly had to stop that because one of them just almost flew off a fucking like ledge because the DM's like, hey, you guys are near a ledge, and you sure you want to like, do this dumb shit? And they're like, yeah.
Like, all right.
And then he had to take 2.5 death saves. 2 and a
Oh
half
my
because
God.
he got hit on the ground and he was like, "I'll give you a freebie."
Yes.
I was like, "Damn." But yeah, it's stuff like that, like even just simple stupid stuff like that, where like having a connection with a character in a game.
It
Is
just
like,
makes
fun.
and it makes you more into it. And like Giagos is saying that it happened in the High Shelf Gaming, one of theirs, where the sibling like died and they had a funeral episode. Like thinking of the one with me and Blair, if Blair died, my character, me personally, would be fucking wrecked. Like I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Like it gives
But
you
she
that.
did die.
Well, hell, even in the little bit that we did of the switching the DMs campaign, I didn't even know that I knew a character that Joseph introduced until like 10 minutes into her being introduced, like when he was like, "Hey, this person," and then she died in front of me and I'm bawling and I'm like, I've been playing this character for 10 minutes and I don't even know who this NPC is. Why am I so attached to it? Like, you give me someone for my character to care about. Oh, buddy.
Emotions.
Yeah. Like,
So-
it's good. And I think that, because again, you want that rough and tough, like, cyberpunk feel, but people are still people.
I'll be honest with you, in Jake's campaign, you know, I changed away from Red because of things that happened. When he had the sister come in, that, I don't know why, I got emotional.
I forgot that Red was dead until just now. I'm emotional again. Oh my god. We just found a tail.
Sharks. Sharks are a bitch.
I remember you went help. It's dark, and then you said, "All right, I'll be right back." And then like we get there and you're dead, and you're like, "I'm back. What happened?" Yeah, I'm sitting there just actually sad.
Yeah.
Because all I found after hearing that was just a tail
Yeah.
in the fucking ocean.
It was,
And then I meet your sister, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if you know this, your brother's dead. It just happened." By the way, I bet you never heard of me. I'm an associate. How's it going? Yeah, like that was actually hard to like deal with.
It was.
I was like,
and I was
damn.
just sitting there because I hadn't introduced my new character yet, really. Or no, I did. But it was like, oh no, Red and his sister's sad as fuck. Oh no.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
god,
like-
yes. Sorry. Just I'm reading chat. John, I've been watching it because it's a good campaign, but mainly because it's set in Austin. Because that's where I'm from.
God damn.
I was like, ooh, Cyberpunk Austin. It starts on 6th Street. And I was like, it would start on 6th Street.
It would.
Dirty 6 would totally be Cyberpunk. As is. But yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like if I was to make a character other than my veterinarian medtech, which will happen.
I love that.
It'd be a nomad. Like, it's like I think John said earlier that yes, I've been to the Jackalope. I've been to all those bars down there more times than I probably should have before I learned that Dirty Six
What the
was
hell
trash.
is the Jackalope?
It's a bar.
What the hell? What a name.
Yeah, the Jackalope. It's the state animal.
Yeah, it's
Made up fucking animal.
yeah, it's basically every hunter makes a joke out of it, like I killed a jackalope.
Or a snipe. That's looking.
Snipe's more of a meme for young hunters that are just young kids.
I heard
Man,
someone say something about a snipe being a rodent the other day, and I was like, it's a bird.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Don't mess with my snipe. I did that to Harrison once. Today's his 18th birthday, and then I was like, I remember when you were tiny, and I told you to go snipe hunting, and I left you out in the field, and your mom got pissed at me. Oh,
Dude,
good
that
times.
that perfectly sums up y'all's relationship.
I also had him completely convinced that there was a hooked armed man, like a hook hand man, that frequented the hills where our ranch is, and he rode a mountain lion. And then when he asked me what his name was, I panicked and I said Pete Wentz. And then about 5 years later, he comes back and he's like, "That guy's in Fallout Boy." And I'm like, I wasn't creative. I'm sorry.
No, what do you mean? That he's the guy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's him. He got really big.
I wasn't lying. What are you talking about?
But yeah, I don't know. I would play a Nomad. I'd do shit like that. It seems.
I feel like playing a Nomad is like the equivalent to like being like having a character like in D&D, like because it's easy to like, how do I say, build a connection to the world when you have a whole fucking group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like the equivalent, like, because I made a character for Lyman's thing, and I'm gonna be part of a guild, right?
Oh, that's how we're gonna meet you. We're going there.
Yeah. So, what do you call it? I was like, I really want to just have like simple goal, easy guild. I'm in a guild. I'm part of a group. Like being part of a group is like easiest thing to do, because you can get a lot out of that, and then just branch off of like different members because they're all NPCs. Also,
just being a social person anyway, and liking my own little tribe, I'm like, I would be like Blair talked about it last time about having to like stop and think about. Have a good rest of your day, John. Yeah, actually, when we were starting this campaign and everyone was building characters, I sent them all your role videos. I was like, watch this so you know how to play your character.
Also, yes, collab sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Be down for that.
Oh my god, my neck hurts. Yeah, High Shelf brought up doing a one-shot with my medtech vet, and I was like, yes, since Blair won't DM for me. Blair.
If you ever want like a fever dream of a one-shot, I can do some.
You're gonna have to do the vampire one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fever dream because I know nothing about Twilight.
Really, all you have to watch is don't watch the movie. Watch that one scene we're talking about, and that's it.
Yeah, don't prepare anything else other
I'm
than
gonna
just
send it to you. One sec.
baseball scene. Twilight. I don't even remember which Twilight it was.
Apparently, it's the first one.
It's the first one.
Yeah, I asked.
Are the bad vampires in the first one?
Yeah, I asked Amanda and Saul. I was like, I need to figure out what the fuck the context of the baseball scene is, because I have no clue. And they're like, oh yeah, it's in like the first movie. You should watch all of them. I'm like, no, I'm not watching any of them. I'm watching the baseball scene.
No, I don't think so.
Jake, I'll have our agent reach out to you, so it's probably gonna be me. Yeah, no, Blair, I said your name because I was talking about how I would want to play a Nomad, because just being a social person as is, it's hard for me to like wrangle in things sometimes, and how you were talking about with Lee of having to be like, stop. Lee does not think like Blair. Let me try and say calm words. I feel like with a Nomad, I could have the excuse of being like, I am everyone's friend. Let's be pals. Which is basically what I had to do with my warlock / rogue in Joseph's campaign. Neither of those are social characters, but it became that because Taylor.
It's just like start off with trying to play the character and then you just lose it.
Reika's supposed to be a bitch, and I can't do it. I say too much stupid shit about elephants and falling in love with barkeep ladies.
Sarah and her daughter.
Yeah.
I haven't even met her daughter yet, but Sarah said she's hooking me up with her, so we'll see how that goes.
She's also like sitting in a room alone right now.
So It's funny that you put in a song that Elvis does sing because that is very fitting for our bitch characters. Only fools rush in.
God, I love Elvis.
Elvis is good. What is happening here? I'm glad I got the chat box to work on stream today. It wouldn't work last time and I was really sad about it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hey, champ. What is it? Fucking. Are you using like Streamlabs like extensions?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they like to just not work.
Yeah, last time I was like watching the chat go off and then it was just a big blank white box and I was like, yeah, no, okay, you're not gonna work? All right, cool, I'll go to this other one. I really trusted that was gonna work this time because I didn't make another screen. So I'm glad it worked. I've watched so many OBS tutorial videos. Oh, what's that guy?
Wait, what guy?
He streams, but he does tutorial videos on Streamlabs and your equipment and your things. And he does the stream beats. That's where I found the music. He does this music. What's his name? Hold on. Let me go to bot. Harris Heller. His Alpha Gaming, I think is what his channel is. I don't know, but it's like literally all about streaming stuff and technology and cameras and lights, but a lot of, yes, Harris Heller, a lot of OBS stuff. And I pretty much just watched about 5 billion tutorials. And I was like, okay. And I can do different scenes, now a chat box, a follow alert, and a transition. So that's all I need, I think. And then I found the music that he does, and it's all free for streams and YouTube videos. And there's a synthwave track playlist, so it was a good day.
That's perfect.
It was a good day.
Man, we keep going like on the Nomad topic and then just jumping.
I know, it's
Like
fitting.
true nomads.
I feel like that's the nature of the beast with these, though, where you're interacting with chat, though, because you're just like, hey, let's talk about something else for now. And then it's like, oh, yeah, what we were saying. But I don't really have anything else along the Nomad thing, other than you can be a Nomad in 2077. That is a thing. You have... It's like
I feel like now I have to pick that class.
Yeah, no,
I have to.
I'm super pumped for 2077 for a lot of reasons, but for the replayability seems great because you have 3 different life paths and then you can do like different roles. You can do different things within that. Because let's see, there's
it's like
the
Nomad,
corporate, the street
corporation.
kid, and the nomad are the life paths, I think. What are you saying, Liz?
Oh no, I was just saying it's like the Nomad Corporation, and I couldn't remember the third one.
Oh yeah. Cause it starts off like, and each of them are all kind of obviously gonna have to be different, but it's like for the Nomad one from a trailer, I mean everything's very vague, obviously. We'll find out someday when the game comes out.
It's sometime during our lifetime.
Maybe.
Can't wait for that nice yellow background to hit me on Twitter again.
No, I don't like
Does it
when
have
the
to
yellow
be
background
yellow?
comes
It's
up.
just it's such
so
a like
bright. You're like
pop.
because I have everything in dark mode too, and then it's
we
like
got a delay. Yeah,
it's like God damn.
it's just like just ease us into it. You know, just like a nice like blue purple.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like
It was like a nice crimson. It was fitting.
Yeah,
Wow.
it would fit too.
yeah, but no.
My favorite thing was when the other companies memed it, and they were all just doing their own like portion of it. Like Payday, the Payday Twitter did one,
Yes.
and then there were some other ones. Like that was great.
Arxis Twitter, they did one for Guilty
They did.
Gear.
It's like I give it shit, but like I'm fine. I'm fine with a delay. I don't want them to rush a game that's as big as this one's supposed to be and then give it to me and it's full of bugs.
Absolutely.
Bethesda.
Like I'm completely for the delays. It
Yeah.
was just like I wish they would have communicated it a little bit more because the Twitter team just
was like 100% it's gonna happen.
20 like it was a big meme like 20 hours ago. Like a guy was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna call off work. Can I just get a final confirmation?" And the Twitter was just like, "Yes."
And then like,
And then and then they replied again, and it was just like, "Oh, fuck."
like it sucks because I mean, they have like 9 different versions of it to like get through testing because of like new gen, old gen, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all that. Like I get it, and I'm okay with it. Blair and I have talked about this for every game ever in existence. Take your fucking time and give me a good game. I'm okay with it. But God, does it suck on a marketing
Just sad
standpoint.
because now I'm not gonna be able to play Cyberpunk or get a new PlayStation because they all sold out within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or get a
Is-
3080.
Is
that.
CD Projekt
Like
Red?
everything's just sold out.
Yeah. Is CD Projekt Red doing? It seems like a thing they would do, and I heard other companies where if you get like the 4 version, they'll give you a PS5 version.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of like video game companies are doing
so.
that.
Because
and
I know
think
CD
that's
Projekt
really cool.
Red's really good about just giving people things. They're just like, here, have our stuff. After they've made it, they give you a bunch of extra like free
I think I might-
shit.
Like I might be talking out of my ass, but I think like Spider-Man also was doing that.
I think
I
so.
think a lot of games.
Yeah,
are
Spider-Man,
doing
I'm
that.
pretty sure did be the next gen upgrade thing.
Yes, more time to read Red for sure. What we get the digital.
Unless it also
soon.
gets delayed.
I mean, they tweeted that this wasn't affecting Red, but you know, hopefully.
I think Red's on. I think they're doing a good job with Red based on like the small updates so far.
Oh yeah, and I mean they made it very clear from the get-go, like we're gonna release it when we release it. Like they gave the tentative June date, and then the world ended, so it was like, hey, we're gonna do it. Like I was honestly surprised that we were still getting it in 2020. I was fully expecting next year. So when it was like
unlike
this year, I was
unlike
like, all right.
Project like Red, unlike CD Projekt Red, like Talsorian's doing fine with their like production because they're pretty much like done, right? It's just mostly
think
printing.
The editing, I think,
And,
didn't
like,
they just
editing?
release the editing is done, officially done? I don't remember.
Well, it feels like the main reason they did it was they were like, oh hey, Cyberpunk 2077, sure, we'll choose that date. That'll be cool because then they'll both come out the same day. And then they're like, okay, well fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's.
Yeah,
whenever we're
they
ready.
do Friday updates on our Talsorian site, which is super nice.
I like caught up to like a bunch of the like stuff I didn't like read up on.
Mhm.
Man, I'm so excited. for
I'm
Red.
so excited. Yeah, I think I've gone through and read all of their Friday update blogs like 5 separate times because I'm just like, I'm so excited. I just want it. Yes, 400 plus freaking pages. I was pretty sure I wasn't talking out of my ass when I was like, I think it's supposed to be like twice the size of 2020, like insane. Because
Like,
I think in an interview somewhere, one of them had said something like they just kept writing because they're like, well, it's we can't do it now, so let's just write some more stuff and let's write some more stuff, and they finally be like, we have to stop. We have to put out this book.
Oh shit, the book is 3,000
Oh god,
pages
I
now.
want Mike Pondsmith to do. You know how there's like the app nowadays where it's like burly mountain men like telling you goodnight stories in like their deep voice. I want a Mike Pondsmith like go to sleep story. Yeah.
Go to fuck.
It's gonna be funny, like with the book. There's gonna be 450 pages. On the last page is like a Kindle that you plug in every time they update it, so it just keeps going in your book.
Yes.
Which actually
Yes,
is
I'm the
kind
guy
of a
that killed
dope
your
idea
son.
for his second story. So.
Yes. Yeah, such a good voice. I think I've watched that stream that he did for Gen Con. Oh, I know we just talked about it last time. It was Gen Con, right? You're in Waco? We are very close to Waco. Me and Joseph are.
Oh, hey, I'm kind of from McGregor.
Yeah, Joseph's from...
Fuck Waco, I'm sorry.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, the Realm Smith stuff. I am so sorry. Yeah, I've been watching Realm Smith stuff. I watched... God, I should have made a list. Every person that I watched, I should have made a freaking list so I could go back and refer to all of the streams and all of the things I've watched and read, because it has been absolutely insane. But yeah, I'm just excited for 2077. I'm excited for Red, which I think we get the PDF version of Red before we get the hard copy of Red.
Yeah, I just looked it up. We get the digital version the 14th and the physical one the 19th.
So
Not bad.
I want the physical, but 5 days earlier, I could have Red.
¿Por qué no los dos?
But it would look so good on my bookshelf with my Jumpstart Kit and Jake's book. I finished reading this, Jake. I should have sat at home with you. I didn't. But I was gonna say something and I forgot. Oh yeah, I haven't decided on. You're talking about PC versus the PlayStation. Talking about play on PC. I feel like I want to get it for the PlayStation. Just for the fact that I can sit on my couch, I can have a giant TV, I can be real comfy and laid back, because I can play a game for about an hour at my desk before I'm like, I have to not be here anymore. But I can play for like 20 hours straight on my couch. Like, I can put in fucking work on a game.
To be honest, though, our recliners are very comfortable.
Look at that squishy thing. They're so nice.
Squishy.
Maybe since 2077's delayed, I'll spend the rest of November trying to finally beat Red Dead 2.
There you go.
I'm really close. I just get distracted easily. I love it.
Also, Taylor, if we get it on PS4, then I guess we gotta swap off playing.
Oh, damn.
No. We get to do like we did with The Last of Us 2, and you just have to wait till I'm done. This massive game.
Dude, that was so fucking nerve-wracking, because you played and then you were like, oh my god, this happens, and I'm like, shut the fuck up!
I didn't spoil things.
You didn't, but you were like, I want you to get to this part.
Yeah. I played 25 hours in one weekend. Last of Us 2 came out.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, I can put in fucking work if I have nothing else to do and I'm comfy on my couch. That's about the only time I play games, is when I have whole day to spare and I just go. Don't even get me started on Animal Crossing and the amount of hours I've put into now 2 separate islands.
Yeah, there's certain games where I could just play forever. Like once Baldur's Gate 3 is fully out, that's gonna be an experience that I'm just gonna play just for way too long.
I'm waiting for it to come, be completely out before I play it.
Yeah, but although it's been tempting, I've been looking at it. It's just like,
I know. I saw Jake playing it and he streamed it a little bit on Discord, and I was just like, God damn it, I want it, but I'll wait.
I feel weird because everyone's like, oh yeah, I could play this or that for hours. Like I can just go for hours, and I'm over here. Yeah, I got like 3,000 hours on Minecraft. Like a 5-year-old.
I mean, honestly, Minecraft is the best. Just like, like with mods, it's just so chill, but there's also so much to do. So it's just like, yeah.
I'm sitting here making like nuclear reactors in Minecraft, a game for like children.
Yeah. Hey man, I spend way too many hours trying to make like 1 9x9 square of my Animal Crossing island photogenic so I can post a picture of it. Like, no judgment here. I gotta post all my fall photos I forgot to put them with Halloween. I'm just gonna flip all the pumpkins and make it fall.
I need to get back to playing Animal Crossing a shit ton because like the pumpkins and stuff came out and like I want to do all the gardening stuff, but I had to put the game down because I was like, I'm burnt out on this right now.
Yeah, I got burnt out for a long time until when Joseph decided he wanted to play and we started a new island. Then I was reinvigorated because I was like, hell yeah, blank slate. Because then I knew what not to do from building my first island on things that were giant pain in the ass that I hated. So I was like, so I had a better idea going into it.
My only thing is like
Halloween.
I kind of want to, yeah, true. The Halloween event looks sick. I should have done it, but the one thing about like restarting my island is like I got Frida. It's just a hamburger. I can't use that.
I played for a few months and I finally got Marina back, but I miss Ralt. I miss him so much. I search for him every time I can finally kick out some shitty villager, and I can't find him. My little jock buff penguin boy.
I got the chicken who I share my birthday with. Like, my island's perfect with the villagers.
I miss Twiggy.
Dude, a lot. All I remember is sitting with Taylor here on the couch, and we were watching something while she was playing, and getting absolutely fucking furious about trying to kick this one bitch off our island.
Fuck Diva. I still remember that bitch's name. She wouldn't leave. My fucking hippo adorable boy tried to leave me 7 times. I'm like, no.
Rhino, wasn't he?
No, he's a hippo.
Was he a hippo?
The rhino was on my other island, Rocco. He was my favorite. Or no. Yeah, it was a rhino.
It was
Hornsby.
It was Hornsby.
Yeah. And then Rocco was the hippo.
But I just remember her playing and Diva was walking and she would just start running into her constantly until she got pissed off.
I bullied her.
15 minutes straight.
But it still took her like a month and a half to move. I was like, you bitch, leave.
Then we had a stoner move.
There's a bunch of stoner like villagers. How did that happen?
I don't know.
And you got Harv, a literal fucking sex offender living on an island.
I mean, yeah. Also, on a different note from that,
hey man, so I got this cab.
Y'all should come to my island and see my cafe / on the next terrace is a D&D forest.
Oh shit.
It's real good. Where the fuck?
It's on my quarter of the island. The other 3 quarters is Taylor's.
Hey, I was saving you half and you weren't playing, so I took it over.
Treated you like...
Here's me trying to... Oh, come on. Focus.
Oh my god.
Fuck Diva. I hate her. I like screamed and jumped for joy when she was like, I'm thinking about trying new things. I was like, yes.
Yes, get the fuck out of my island!
Actually, I remember the moment that happened, I thought she had won Animal Crossing. Just won the game.
Oh my god.
I did.
Holy shit, I think I beat Animal Crossing.
Because when she moved, I got Marina. So I literally won because I got my favorite villager back. Yeah.
Also, I don't know why talking about Animal Crossing made me think about this. Like, it's on the topic of Cyberpunk, which we keep like jumping off of, and I thought about this. I was like, wait, what is like the social structure of like a nomad like tribe or anything? Are they like an Animal Crossing village where there's just this one shithead who goes around getting random things? He's not even the tribe leader. It's you got Nook, and then like you're the shithead getting everyone. Yeah, you're the shithead running around.
They're like, hey, I really wish I had a trout. Could you maybe find one for me?
No.
There hasn't been trout in like 20 years. I don't think that species exists anymore. And then like you just drive off to like the nearest river, pull out your fishing rod, just go. It's just like whatever.
Just like go.
Yeah, the only, just on a quick scan, and the Neo Tribes, it says, no matter what their origin, the nomads of America have been classified into several distinct structures based on their group size. So it's like the family, clan, tribe, or nation.
Yeah.
They represent a different set of interests, but the differences are only vaguely understood by statics, which are people that don't move around. If they're recognized at all, most of the definitions are general and could vary in size, but as much as 40% either way. Although the media and government use many of these terms as synonyms, they are not. The media and the government still suck.
Also, Jacobs, that makes sense. Just having like it decided based on like who's playing, like what they think.
Like how that family structure goes.
Yeah, like it. Like the idea of nomads is so weird because is it a family? Is it an Animal Crossing village? Is it like just full on like USSR Soviet Russia? Like everyone pitches in. Like what is it? It could be anything. I don't know why Animal Crossing brought me to that thought.
I mean, it makes sense, yeah. So you got the one runner who's just having to go get freaking return lost items and apples.
They have a lost box just filled with leaves. Not even
leaves,
furniture,
cardboard boxes, and spare computer parts.
Oh god.
That's all that's in there. Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like that'd be something interesting to just think about, either as a DM building a campaign involving a nomad pack, or as a nomad themselves, like trying to figure out what would that hierarchy be like in their immediate family. And is it a family, a clan, a tribe? Like, where did you lie? Were you in a small group? Were you in a big group?
Yeah, how far does it branch? Like, what do they need?
Yeah.
Also, wild children? That was a thing? What the hell? Well done.
That sounds about right. Shit was pretty lawless back when that thing. Also, I can't get over how you live in Waco, homie.
The small world.
That's crazy because that's where I spent the majority of my time in middle school and high school.
We're literally like an hour away from there currently. Hour and 15.
2 hours.
It's only like an hour to Clifton when I had to go there for work. For that little cafe.
Yeah.
And then, because then like the next town was Waco.
No. From Clifton? No.
Meridian, Clifton. I don't know. It was the last one on the.
Yeah, you would hit
signs.
Meridian, then Clifton, and
Meridian's
then Valley
first.
Mills.
Then Clifton. Because that was also the track I had to do when I went to go pick up all the coats.
You hit from Stephenville, Hyco, Iredell, Meridian, Clifton, Valley Mills, or China Springs. I can't remember which one. And then the long drive over to like the outside of Waco, on the other side of the lake. And then you would be in Waco in another 10 minutes.
That's way too specific. The next big town.
Valley Mills, yeah.
So did you, because I know you said earlier the Japanese accent, or like one of your parents from there, or were they like stationed with military? Or were they like born and raised in Okinawa? Because that's where Scott grew up, because his dad was on the military base. My stepdad. He lived in Okinawa for like 7 years. Military. Yep, so that's my stepdad. Like 95% of the stuff in our house currently is Japanese from when they were in Okinawa.
Were they at Hood, I guess, would be my guess?
No, in Okinawa in Japan.
No. I was asking him, like,
Oh.
since they were in Waco, like.
I don't know
would
which
you let
base
me-
they were at. I would have to ask him.
Yeah.
His dad was a doctor for the hospital for the Air Force, so I don't know if maybe one had a hospital and one didn't. I would have to ask. They're retired there. Oh yeah, and sorry, Blair. I didn't know you were still here. Blair's in Japan currently. Okay, then yeah.
Texan in Japan is the weirdest combination.
I just can't picture my stepdad, like, I didn't ever meet his dad because he died when my stepdad was younger, but just knowing, like, his mom and just, like, they have these little, like, reserved Texan Southern Baptists. I'm like, I don't see you functioning anywhere outside of Johnson City, Texas. Like, how did that happen?
I can see it. Yeah, see that.
But anyway, anyone have any last things to say about Nomads or Cyberpunk hype or anything to chat?
I think I contributed my questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one. I like it. I don't think I had any other questions.
I really want to go still and see if me and Lyman can go, like, pick up a physical book on the 19th, but I don't know if that's happening.
Yeah,
I
we need
think the
to,
place is,
Joseph,
closed.
like, go find someone local probably now to see if they're going to get orders in or if they
Yeah.
can.
We can go
Yeah.
talk to Aerostar.
The places I'm
'cause I
looking
want a
at
physical.
right now, they have, like, that. I don't even think they're, like, open. Like, we gotta call them,
Yeah.
which that shit sucks. But
Oh, I had two other questions for everyone, and I just ignored them. But one of them is why, I guess, do you think it's important to have a nomad within your party? And then my other one was, are there any sort of aspects of a nomad that you'd want to incorporate into your class or your, like, role, either as a, like, multi-class type thing or just as a, like, character trait or anything?
Driving.
yes,
You're gonna have to
But
take driver's
that's it.
ed, you know that, right?
No.
You have a car and you have a 2.
Oh.
man, Jude
Um,
and driver's ed. He's just gonna hack it. And then still
Exactly. give me a smart car and I'll fucking do that.
You have a smart car, but you still need to know how to drive.
The other thing is the family members, I think, being able to, like, if we, let's say as a group, we meet with Drang's, family and help them with shit, they'll help us. So that's a big plus, right?
Yeah,
More homies.
I think in terms of, like, the personality of, like, the nomads is what I would like to incorporate more, or, like, not incorporate, but, like, have more as, like, a strength. Is just, like, knowing when to pull out and, like, not fucking being deep in a fight, because
Live to fight another day.
yeah, like, there are people who play characters where they just to death, like, it go, and, like, Stim's kind of one of those, but not really. So, like, incorporating that more into, like, a group play, or being, like, knowing when to retreat is, like, good, and they're, like, a defining. That's, like, a defining factor. Is just, like, being smart, not strong.
Yeah,
Even though they're both.
it's very strategic.
Yeah.
I like the, like, variety of a nomad too, like, thinking about having,
too.
like, someone on a bike with, like, melee that can, like, run in there, get out, like, kind of very quick, or have someone who can just park their car in the back, sit on the hood, and snipe. And then when your team needs to run away, you can just slide back into the driver's seat and let's go. Like, you have some
Get
options.
in the van, kids.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Don't die. Let's go.
Single file now.
I have free bullets.
Your brother has soccer practice at 6. Come on.
Stim called shotgun. Okay, no fighting. It's his today.
I like the aspect of like the respect for the car. Like, I feel like I want like to incorporate that more with Drang. Like, I was already trying a little bit with like when we were in the race and like they were like stabbing the car and Drang was just like,
Like, could you not? You're gonna have to name your car too.
yeah.
Joseph, you have to name your new car.
Give me a bet.
We went to go get lunch at work today, and we just ordered it to pick up, and then we all just like drove. And my coworker was like, "We have to go like drive around town for a little bit," because he was at like 999,998, like just almost to the 100,000.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
we're like, all right. So we just like drove around the block like 7 times and it hit 100,000. We're like, yeah. And he was like, oh, this is so exciting. And then I was like, what's your car's name or your truck's name? And he's like, it doesn't have one. I'm like, you've put 100,000 miles and you've never called it anything?
Was this
What is
Creed?
wrong with you?
The disrespect.
Oh, Darren. Oh.
The disrespect. How could he?
Yeah.
Audacity of Darren.
I was just like, what? So he named it. I already forgot what it was, but he named it
Bro, so
at 100,000
um,
miles.
what do you call
Karen.
it? My sister bought my mom like a new, like a not a new car, but she bought a car for her because her car was fucked up, and we were looking at it like when they gave it to my mom, and there was a fucking like mark of like an old Ecuador sticker that was on it. We were like, what the fuck? So now we just call the car Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah, it's Eddie.
My car's name is Wilma because not long after I got it, we went to this winery and they had and they had this pig that was at this winery that would come meet you at the car and like say hello, and it was adorable, and it was the exact same color as my car, and his name was
my
Wilma.
God.
Taylor, speaking of that, what should we name my car?
It's a Rogue, so we
Yeah.
could do something. You could do something Star Warsy. You could do something D&D. You could just name it something like Shadow Step. I don't know, something spooky and not that though.
Name it Red.
I thought about that, and it's a black car.
Clifford, the big
So-
red
My
dog.
first car, I name all my cars. Also, that was another reason Wilma is I name all my cars old lady names, because my first car I got from my grandmother, and I named it Carlene. And then when it died, I inherited my stepdad's mom's car for a little bit until it crapped out, and it was Gertrude or Gertie. And then I bought my current car and named it Wilma. Facts. But see, I thought about Rogue, but that's just that's the name of the brand of car. It's too easy. It's too
a
easy.
Nissan Rogue, so
Yeah, I liked your red hatchback car.
I'm trying to.
What's my black nail
Personally,
polish
I
called?
liked my dad's name for his truck when like he was here when I was younger. It was a piece of shit. That was
Just POS.
yeah. I was like, damn, that's a really good
Shitty
name.
for short.
But anyway, I guess that's enough. We've talked about Cyberpunk and we've talked about a lot of other things
Yeah,
that aren't Cyberpunk. So
it's like half and half.
it's like half and half. We'll go so I can sleep. I've been exhausted after not sleeping at all Monday night, so sleep. But whoever is around Friday. Come watch us for our actual play episode
Oh yeah.
4?
Mm-hmm.
4. Episode number 4. So if you haven't seen 1 through 3, 1 is on YouTube, but all of the others are also on Twitch, but everything is also on YouTube. And then we'll be back with more just chatting and having fun with people next Monday, Wednesday. So we can do that again. If y'all want socials for personal people, it's down below. If you want to find the con save, it's at the con save everywhere that exists in the world, the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. You can find us. Oh shit, never mind. Someone put in a bot.
Alright.
Fancy. It's in the bot. Discord. Come join us. Watch me babble about roles over on YouTube. And just like overall, have some cyberpunk fun. I'm bad at outros, guys.
Yeah. That was not the best.
Yeah, no. I'm very tired and I've had just enough